some cabbage balls.
Yes,
yeah?
why
Which
not?
is what we're going to learn now.
Once again, a lovely recipe, very simple. It's like, obviously, meatball. I'm going to use some pork, some back fat, chicken liver. Now, if you don't want to use pork, you can use veal, chicken legs instead, and so on, in the same proportions. Now, the most important thing when you're dealing with this is like making course steering, basically, is seasoning correctly, straightforward, with some salt, normal, you know, pepper. Now, I'm going to put some alcohol, like brandy.
Leave a bit for me.
Quite sharp, you know, some white wine, again, which is going to mellow everything. Now I've got some parsley, some garlic, and some breadcrumb. I'm going to mix it together, like this. Now, I'm going to mix it together. Therefore, basically, you got the options of starting cooking it now, or giving maybe a bit of time to allow some kind of maturity to encourage the flavors, okay? This way.
Now, this is a kind of main course dish. I mean, would you serve it with vegetables on the side?
Not necessarily. It can be a starter. It can be... I mean, obviously, it's all about the portions, yeah?
And where does this dish emanate from? Is this a French dish?
Well, this is quite a classic.
Was it Eastern European?
This has been going for hundreds of years, and I think you can imagine, you know, the typical housewife at home doing a bit of mince and serving that for the winter. Perfect. Now, the trick is not now, okay? What we need to do now is to make some kind of a bouillon, which I have, like a court bouillon, which is onion, shallots, celery, carrots, garlic, as I said, herbs, a bit of water, and you actually cook this very gently, very slowly, and you end up to that reductions. The smell is absolutely...
And you got a little drop of oil in there
perfect.
too.
And there's also a little bit of oil.
That's incredibly rich. So that's... How long is that sort of stewed for?
This has been cooked very slowly, and the idea is, now I'm going to pass it through a sieve now, to, obviously, extract all the juice. And I'm going to use this fantastic flavor into my mixture, okay? Now, you can always adjust. The most important thing is, I like my meatballs, if I may say, nice and soft, okay? Because the thing is, okay, the use of the back fat is to actually make the whole mixture
and the back
quite
is
soft.
literally from the back of the pig.
Yeah, I mean, you've got the skin of the loin, take the skin off, and you end up with some kind of thickness of fat, okay? And that's what you're using. Now, once again, you don't have to use this. Now, the alternative is to use an egg, or yolk, or half an egg, whatever. Again, it's more eggs you put, and harder the ball will be, the mince will be. Okay. Now, what you need to do...
But you've got yolk in there, or you've got half, little bit of egg white, a little bit of yolk?
That's right, it's just half an egg. Now, I'm going to mix everything together, and you've noticed I've got some cabbages, which has been blanched for a good 30 seconds.
Yeah, and these are Savoy cabbages, yeah?
Savoy cabbage, well, perfect for the winter. I'm going to ask you to make some kind of a ball.
What kind of size would you like?
Tennis ball, whatever.
Tennis ball.
How hungry are you? And you see, I'm going to put some cling film on my board. I'm going to put one of the cabbage, and every time you add a cabbage leaves, you've got to put a little bit of oil. Now you dispose that on the middle. Okay. I think this will be nice enough.
Is that all right?
And basically,
so the livers haven't sort of split. I mean, they're still whole when they're going in.
I mean, obviously you can chop it even. Now the idea is to surround the bowl completely with the cabbage. This way. Now, I would suggest you can keep the stalk, if you like the crunchiness of the cabbage, and so on. Now, I'm going to put some more oil. Now, the oil is we're going to put this into a steamer.
And you can put cling film into a steamer, because it won't...
You can, of course, yeah. You can actually boil
dissolve or anything.
But let me show you something. The idea is to make sure you tie everything together, like a papillote, like a bag, or whatever you say. It's very simple. You see, look.
Are these the sort of things that you can actually prepare in advance, you know, put in the fridge or even the freezer and then cook them on the day?
Absolutely. Now you can see the oil is actually retracting completely. Now the bag is closing. Nice. And you end up with some kind of
a lovely...
Looks
like a sort of alien's brain.
Which is... no, it's far. Now you can see I've actually disposed one to the steamer, which I've kept for a good 30 minutes. Now the option is you can steam it, or you can simply poach it in the water. Just like this. Now, you can see I've actually attached it with a string to make sure that there is no...
Now, I asked you earlier about whether you would serve this with something, but you think you could just literally serve this on its own, do you? You wouldn't put no other veg or...
You can, of course, there's an option of veg.
But you have, I think, some tomato sauce as well, yeah?
That's right. I was just about to explain. Now, what I've got here is basically chopped tomato, which has been boiled. Right. Very slowly with some onions, shallots. And I'm going to use the same stock again, why should I lose it? Into my tomato sauce. Now imagine, you come back from a long journey, it's cold, it's the winter, whatever, and you end up with a fantastic sauce like this.
So that's literally chopped up tomatoes, and you just, you know,
simply
thrown in a few
Now you
herbs.
can see this, it's absolutely
Wow, look at that.
perfect.
That looks amazing. Do you mind if I taste this?
Of course, yes, you can. Now, let me finish with the juice.
I need Maridy's to assist me. Come on.
You can't cut your own.
By the way, the recipe, of course, is available on the website for you who wish to try this one at home.
Wow.
Doesn't that look
Go
amazing?
for it.
Does it lovely?
It's really held its sort of shape, hasn't it?
Now, the thickness depends obviously from the eggs. You can do it without adding any eggs. You can put more liquid.
Smells great.
And once again, as I say, you don't have to use pork. You can,
that is amazing.
You can do
That
it
is really,
especially with
that is
chicken.
incredibly hearty taste.
Is that okay?
Isn't it?
Yeah.
And it's a great idea for dinner party because you can do it in advance.
Absolutely.
And you could put anything inside there, couldn't you? You could put fish mixture. I mean, it's just a fantastic idea. And it tastes great. What do you think?
I love it. I love it. I'm going to do this.
Are you?
Promise you. I will.
Take a photograph. Thanks, JC. Join us tomorrow and Alex Mackay will be giving a